boys. They are here. What a way to start it out with a Nazareno and Morgan.
The boys are back in town, and they are going to be up against Adam Riggs and E-Drex.
Cuídate de Syler. Estoy viendo que te estás juntando mucho con él allá. Ese tipo no es de confiar. Yo sé que tú quieres mucho a Sammy y el arreglo con Sammy pues otra cosa.
Family does not turn their back on that, and I feel like he turned his back on me too.
Ese tipo me importa. Ese tipo mezcla sus problemas personales con la lucha libre y ese tipo ya te la hizo, ¿verdad? Correcto. Pues entonces usted tiene que cuidar y tiene que dejar de confiar tanto en las personas. Estoy solo ya, yo quiero ver que se tiren ahora que está en el banco.
Prepárate muy bien, porque la verdadera sangre nueva, la representación de una nueva generación, está aquí. El hombre que representa lucha libre, la consistencia la defino yo, la represento yo.
Immortal Lucha! Look at that This is your reality!
Mark Davidson. Muchachos, ¿cómo estamos? Super clásica. ¿Qué está pasando? ¿Todo bien? Qué bueno verlo, ¿verdad? Estamos presentes. ¿Qué hay, papá? ¿Estás bien? Contra, orgulloso de ustedes, no, orgulloso yo de ustedes que están representando a Puerto Rico, ¿verdad que sí? No, si de representar se trata, el campeón de Puerto Rico, mano, de verdad.
Gracias, agradecido, mano, de verdad. Años de dedicación, disciplina, consistencia. Pero aquí
y
estamos.
se notó porque en esa lucha con Danny Maf, pero fíjate, con todo y que fue un luchón, vimos como que sentimos esa angustia en ese final, ese struggle, pero aquí está la prueba.
Eso es así,
Estamos bien contentos por ti, bien contentos de estar aquí en tu presencia y compartir, mano, sobre todo.
Gracias, brother. Éxito hoy en Pro Wrestling 2.0. Éxito,
Señor.
muchachos. Éxito. Vamos para encima.
Vamos para allá.
Macho, ¿cómo estamos, bro? ¿Estás bien?
¿Qué diablo es eso?
¿Qué pasó?
Tú
Muchacho,
estás
papi.
saludando manos sudadas con amiguitos aquí, cuando deberías concentrarte en Dan Maff. Tú sabes lo que te hizo Dan Maff la última vez que te enfrentaste. Quizás eres campeón de Puerto Rico, sí, lo ganaste. ¡Wow! Perfecto. Pero barrió el piso contigo al final. Hizo lo que quiso contigo. Nosotros somos una nación, la nación más poderosa que existe en Puerto Rico en estos momentos. ¿Y sabes lo que hacemos? Arrancar cabezas y destruir personas, destruir gente, sin importarnos las consecuencias. Mendoza y yo nos arrancamos la cabeza mutuamente sin importar nada, porque así somos, dos animales salvajes. Y tú eres reciente miembro de la nación y se supone que tú demuestres tus Dan Maff está detrás de ti. Y Dan Maff no es una persona que tú tienes que tener descuidada. Dan Maff es un luchador muy peligroso. Y nosotros lo hemos enfrentado a Dan Maff miles de veces. Y hemos demostrado porque somos los más duros en la industria de Puerto Rico. Y tú, si quieres seguir perteneciendo a la nación, más te vale que pongas tus en tu sitio y salgas allá afuera y me enseñas a mí que tú perteneces a este grupo. Porque si no, estás fuera. ¿Me entendiste?
Welcome to another exciting episode of Immortal Lucha Libre. I'm Alex Lascala, and we are on the road to our next pay-per-view, Zcion. This week, we have a gigantic main event for you. It is going to feature one half of the current dominant Immortal Lucha Libre Tag Team Champions, Mike Mendoza. He is going to be facing off against a man who has been chopping at the bit to make his debut here in Immortal Lucha Libre. A man who has held titles all throughout Puerto Rico. He is the debuting Zcion RT1. He is a former IWA Tag Team Champion and Intercontinental Champion. Former WWC Junior Heavyweight Champion and Television Champion. So this man has the golden pedigree to face off against Mike Mendoza in our featured contest. But first up for this week, we have our current Immortal Lucha Libre Puerto Rican champion, Mark Davidson. He is going to be in action against Python. This match comes to us courtesy of Pro Wrestling 2.0. We appreciate them for providing us this match for you to enjoy on this week's show. As you had seen though earlier in our episode, Angel Fashion had gone after Mark Davidson about stepping up his game after being beaten up at our last pay-per-view, Dawn of Dominion, by Dan Mott. Are Mark Davidson's days in an Zcion numbered? Only time will tell. As you can see, Immortal Lucha Libre fans, our current Immortal Lucha Libre Puerto Rican champion, Mark Davidson, is making his way to the ring. This match is being brought to you by Pro Wrestling 2.0 in Orlando, Florida. I don't know the whereabouts of Mr. Good Luck Samuel Adams, and that's why I am calling the action all by myself this week. Wait a minute. This is very unexpected, but my guest this time is El Lobo, Syler Andrews. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Alex. Looking forward to call the matches in here, especially, after that Angel Fashion saying, wait, why are you looking at me with that weird face? Do you miss Sam Adams? That's what happens with, you have been still using MySpace. That's your problem. I actually made a post making very, very, very clear that I left everything, every piece of merchandise in Sam Adams' store, which means he's fired. He will not be calling the matches as he's been kissing the West Side Mafia's ass, and he can now go to Puerto Rico, to the West Side, whatever the heck they are, and keep doing love, whatever they want. Let's call it in the ring. Python from Pro Wrestling 2.0 making his entrance. Looking forward to have a match against Mark Davidson. It's been concerned. I don't know what's been going on. It's not being focused. But I love how Angel Fashion talked to him. The same way he talked to me and made me open up my eyes.
So obviously this is going to help Mark Davidson. Is this to fire him up? What is the motivation?
Well, what's the point of calling yourself a champion if you can't even defend it properly on your first title defense? After Dan Moff pretty much brutalized him, you know what I mean. And you saw it, you called the matches. He's too cocky, but if the cockiness is what's going to give him more confidence, then so be it. But what's the point of being a champion? And especially that doesn't give a good rep to an Zcion. I mean, if they fired Mark Davidson, I don't mind taking up his spot. Stop looking at me like that.
Well, that's a lot of information here, Lobo. I'll tell you what, though. Mark Davidson is definitely a great champion, in my opinion. And obviously, he just knocked down Python, and he loves to compete. Whoa! Python is getting knocked down again. Mark Davidson posing a little bit. There's that confidence or cockiness, as you said.
Well, he deserves the... Whoa, wait a minute. He kind of loses his balance right there as Python attacked him with both of the arm drags. But here's the thing. You need to give credit to Mark Davidson. The kid is one hell of a talent. He has a whole career in his whole life. He's just the beginning. But he needs to listen to what Fashion needs to... What Fashion... Why are you looking at me like that, man? Keep calling the matches, damn it. You really pissed me off.
Oh, man. I'll tell you what, Mark Davidson is a tremendous athlete. I am glad that I get to call his matches because he is exciting. Obviously, you see, great dropkick knocking Python back.
That's what I'm telling you. That's the consistency that defines him, and that's what he needs. He's a young talent, tremendous prospect, not only in Florida, not only in the PRWA and Immortal Lucha Libre, and everywhere he wants to be. I wouldn't be surprised if I see him performing in AEW or any of the other main promotions if he keeps that same intensity that he's applying right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, Python is definitely in a bad way there in the corner. He is definitely taking a beating at the hands of our champion, Mark Davidson. Wow, what a chop. That lit him up.
I can guarantee you that Python won't be growing any hair in that area where Mark Davidson punished him on the chest, and he seems like one is not enough. And as I've always mentioned, that cuts your oxygen almost to the half. And that, with the intensity of Mark Davidson, when you put it all together, that's danger for any opponent that is against him. As he goes, throws him to the other side of the ring, and gives him a nice splash.
Well, I'll tell you what, he has been merciless here with Python. Python definitely... Oh! He misses the corner. Python just underneath. Mark Davidson, big elbow. Oh, and a boot knocks him down. Mark Davidson, the flurry of offense. Oh, and another big drop kick right to his throat.
If one is not enough, let's give it another. That's the action that Right now, Immortal Lucha Libre can guarantee you, as you've been seeing in the graphics, our social media, our website, and of course, Dissension coming soon on pay-per-view only on ImmortalLuchaLibre.com. And we're seeing right now a smiley dark Mark Davidson. Oh, and he slams it on the canvas. And that's all she wrote, because I can guarantee you no one has escaped that grip. And there you go, submission, victory for Mark Davidson.
Our Puerto Rican champion here. Oh, wait, he's not releasing the hold. Come on, referee, you got to step in there. Python's, oh my God.
I love every single bit of it. If he keeps going with that intensity, he will not just be successfully defending the belt, he can even defeat Dan Moff.
Fans, this is a new and more merciless and just brutal side of Mark Davidson that we have not seen. Wow, I don't even know what to say, but I'll tell you what, Mark Davidson, wow, he is ready to roll, and he is going to continue here in Immortal Lucha Libre.
And don't go anywhere, fans, because the main event is coming up next as Mike Mendoza goes toe-to-toe versus Zcion RT1.
Mark Davidson's victory over Python this week, Immortal Lucha Libre management has just informed me Mark Davidson will have to defend the Immortal Lucha Libre Puerto Rican Championship against a man who is on quite the roll. We had seen him at our last pay-per-view, Dawn of Dominion. He is the sight to see, action and dready. This is going to be a championship bout you don't want to miss on our next episode. But now, we were just in Orlando, Florida for Pro Wrestling 2.0, and now we're traveling overseas to Puerto Rico to Espiritu Wrestling Dojo as they present tonight's main event. It features one half of the dominant Immortal Lucha Libre Tag Team Champions, Anexion's bruiser, Mike Mendoza. He will face off against the man who says it's his time to debuting Zcion RT1. Lights, camera, ring the bell. Let the show begin. It's now time for our main event. We've been waiting for it, and it is here. This is going to be a great match because you have one half of the dominant tag team champions in Mike Mendoza, and the man who has talked about his debut, Zcion RT1. Mendoza coming out, and he looks pumped, and he looks ready to go and ready for war this week on Immortal Lucha Libre TV.
What I'm about to say, it's not easy to admit it. That's one of the few persons I have never been able to defeat. And when I thought I had it recently in Dawn of Dominion, yet again, Mendoza has like 4 numbers up on me. But hey, respect when respect has to be given, and that's why I admire his talent. And tonight, in this edition, he needs to prove why he's the champion. But this is not the only champion that we have in this bout, as we're witnessing the entrance of his opponent, his opposition, the WWC Television Champion, Zcion RT1.
I'll tell you what, this man exudes excitement. Obviously, we talked about a gold pedigree, so he looks ready because he has wanted this opportunity. It is now time for him to show us that he wants to seize that moment.
Llegó el momento, llegó la hora cero, es el tiempo perfecto para ejecutar, ¿sí? Immortal Lucha Libre llega a las filas de esta prestigiosa empresa en el estado de Cleveland, Ohio, el hombre de las 3 letras, el flamante campeón de la televisión del Consejo Mundial de Lucha, WWC en Puerto Rico, Zcion RT1. Immortal Lucha Libre. Sé que la estás poniendo en la China bien duro en los Estados Unidos. Sé que hay muchos hermanos boricuas que están poniendo nuestra estrella, nuestra bandera en alto. Pero saben una cosa, que ahora le toca a Zcion RT1. Así que esto es sencillo. Immortal Lucha Libre. Prepárate, Cleveland, Ohio, prepárate. Porque el RT1 ya va en camino. Así que esto es sencillo. Luces, cámara, que suene la campana. Immortal Lucha Libre. Comience la función.
A motivated Zcion RT1, who's been another competitor I've been against, It's not an easy dog to start with, but talking about fighting, talking about intensity, this is how we start. What a beautiful right punch applied from Mendoza, following for that forearm, but RT1 now pretty much hits him back.
I'll tell you what, he had taken a big beating, Mark Davidson. I'll tell you what, Zcion RT1, he said, lights, camera, ring the bell. He was ready to roll. Whoa, he's got him up high, drops him down from the heavens, man.
And you kind of saw Mendoza trying to avoid that suplex, trying to do his leg work, but it wasn't enough. And there goes, trying to apply another. Look at the legs, trying to, whoa! Now he put it on the opposite side. Now face burst with the canvas. Wow, this is a very good main event.
Well, I gotta tell you, he is a powerful man. He is 5'11", 229 pounds. I'll tell you what, he's built like a little tank. Whoa, and he drops him down again. Mendoza is wiry, strong, but you've got more thickness and a little bit more muscle there on Zcion RT1, and you can clearly see that he is trying to take advantage of that, and I understand that must be his game plan this week.
Definitely, and not just that, but the fact that Mendoza was slammed with 3 different variations of suplex. That Falcon Arrow could have been it, and it wasn't enough, but here we are, and they're fighting, and the toe-to-toe, Mendoza's really trying to make some separation, and that chop on the chest doesn't give any help at all. And this is the action that Immortal Lucha Libre guarantees you fans. So, hey, Immortal Lucha Libre on Facebook and YouTube, and also find us on Instagram at Immortal Lucha Libre 1, and Dissension, coming soon. Only at ImmortalLuchaLibre.com. It's Mendoza! I thought he was, nice kick. Very well applied. And he tries to do that. Whoa, that DDT that really defines him as RT1 hits him with a kick.
I'll tell you what, this is why you don't want to miss any episodes of Immortal Lucha Libre. The action is hot, heavy, and quick, and the competition is stiff. Oh, he comes flying out of the ring, and he takes Mendoza down hard to the floor. Woo! Zcion RT1 bringing the heat.
You only have one opportunity, one shot, just like that song that Eminem, yeah. Do you know what that is? Or
I don't remember that song, but you can tell me because I like Eminem, but I don't remember which song specifically that you're talking about at the moment.
Have you ever watched 8 Mile?
I haven't seen it in a while, but yes, I had seen it.
Well, then you suck. Just as right now, wait a minute. Oh, very nice. Very nice from Mike Mendoza. I'm about to fire you just as I fired a pick for Sam Adams, so I actually have some important message for him and for the West Side and for the Nazareno. Yes, I said that word because I'm the producer. I can say whatever I want. Mendoza goes for the cover, but it's not enough as Zcion RT1 looks to really have a victory. And hey, what would happen if you lose after so much hype, after so much momentum that you've been building to finally have a match and not being able to capitalize with a victory? What message will that say?
It would send a message that you have to start from the bottom and work your way up here in the ladder here in Immortal Lucha Libre because the competition is across the globe. So again, stars are trying to come in from everywhere and there's only a limited number of spots. So this is very, very important. I can't stress it enough for Zcion RT1 to make a good showing here in his debut.
That's correct, but as we have seen, look how the mind game's in it. And hey, he goes and applies it again. And Zcion has been featured in this episode as the top dominant force, and it's not easy from someone as myself that I have been against them to admit it. But credit to credit is due. We saw Mark Davidson, and at the end, after he got that victory, he smiled and he enjoyed as he applied that Pain and Python. Thanks to who? To Angel Fashion, who is the other half of the tag team champions. So this match is not just important to Zcion RT1, it's also important for Mike Mendoza. And the thing is, I have wrestled these two men. These two competitors are not easy to deal with. So this match is very, very close. But as we're seeing, Mendoza, cocky as he only is, but having pretty much the dominance in this whole match.
Well, you can see, I had said earlier that he is a bruiser. Mike Mendoza is a bruiser. Whether it be in singles competition or whether they are together as the Zcion, these guys are a formidable opponent for anybody. I don't care who you are. They are a formidable opponent. And again, they want to keep their spot. So they want to keep that momentum going because momentum will carry you all the way to the top and continue to keep you there once you're there because you do not want to lose that and go down that ladder because it's tough to climb.
Well, as Zcion RT1 escapes and used his second opportunity, this is his second air, his chance to get at least some offense out of it. a few reversals from Irish whips, and still RT1 takes some dominance in the match. And you were talking about the momentum. Let's talk about opportunity as well, as Action Andretti goes one-on-one against Mark Davidson for the Puerto Rican Championship.
Well, as Action Andretti had said, he is the sight to see. So fans, this is a match you definitely do not want to miss on our next episode, because you have the sight to see versus a man who it looks like his attitude is changing in the champion, Mark Davidson.
What a spear from RT1, who ironically is Fashion's signature move. So is that pretty much sending a message? He's playing also mind games with Mendoza. Look how pretty much he shut him up, cut him off all the way, and is using this opportunity that the referee's doing, the mandatory countdown. That is what RT1 needs to capitalize, get up and get that second air.
Since you've been in the ring with these guys, is imitation a form of flattery, or is it an insult or a cheap shot by taking another man's move and using it against them?
It all depends, you know. There's certain wrestlers that, you know, imitate other wrestlers, but that's a story for another day. As we're right now seeing RT1.
Oh, he takes him out. Zcion RT1 picking up that momentum again. Oh, pulls him over. That's a nice neck move there. He's going to hurt him doing that. 1, 2, oh.
Some sort of every variation of a blockbuster. And, oh, you're breathing like that? Wait for the words I'm about to say to the West Side Mafia, to Nazareno, and even to the pig of my former brother, because he's not even deserved to be called a brother anymore, Mr. Good Luck. He doesn't have that much luck. Sam Adams. RT1 tried to apply that cutter that defines him. That's his signature move. But Mendoza kicks him in the jaw, and he pretty much is setting him up for that go-to-sleep, that GTS.
Oh, my God.
That is the one that's been giving victories, as now RT1 applies that destroyer.
Oh, both men are down from that destroyer, so both men are spent. The referee is checking on both of these men because this... Oh, he's got a cover on him. 1, 2, oh! Oh, man, that was so close.
I think that the rotation couldn't be completed. That could have been the whole difference in this match. But hey, we are still right now. We still need to know. There's still energy. There's still some air from any of these two wrestlers.
If there's any breath left, these men are giving it every breath they have to the very last one that they can pick, because this matchup could go either way. Another big kick. Oh, the kicks. Mike Mendoza, the bruiser. Oh, back body drop.
No, that's not a back body drop. That's a German suplex applied, but it was very intense as Mendoza frustrated. You can see it in his body, and you can see also the desperation from RT1, from Zcion, the one that has been looking for an opportunity to make a name in Immortal Lucha Libre. As he mentioned himself, a lot of other Puerto Rican wrestlers have been making a name. It's his turn. It's his time. But is it really his time? Because right now, RT1 tries to apply. Wait a minute. Applies the cutter. Not enough. Mendoza gets up. Last minute. Could it be?
Oh, he caught him. Oh, 2. Oh, Mike Mendoza, 1, 2, 3, with a huge victory in our main event this week here at Immortal Lucha Libre. Woo!
Respect for both competitors.
Whoa.
This was amazing. Alex, I'm about to go to the studio. You say your goodbyes or whatever you want, because I'm about to say my hello to everybody.
For Immortal Lucha Libre, El Lobo, Syler Andrews, I'm Alex Lascala. We will see you next time.
The last time that I did this in front of a camera, people said that I burned bridges and that I was looking for trouble. Now years has passed, and it is now trouble who looks for me. Ever since dawn of Dominion, everybody's been wondering, everybody's been asking, why? A lot of upset fans, angry and frustrated wrestlers. Which, by the way, yo sé que llevas tirando balas locas desde hace un rato, pero hay que estar bien loco para hacerle caso a un tipo que tiene un pene tatuado en la cabeza. Meca, me cago en ti. Así que hazme un favor, no vuelvas a pensar que por la opinión de una oveja un lobo le va a hacer caso. ¿Por qué le voy a hacer caso a una persona que critica mis habilidades en video y edición y whatever, cuando lo último que le quedaba de orgullo lo vendió aquella vez en Orlando por unas par de Jordan? Menos mal que eras el último en su especie, ahora te convertiste en la mía. Así que bájate de la bandwagon,
que tu tren hace tiempo se fue. Siéntate y disfruta cómo me cago en tus amigos, quien por lo menos sí pueden hacer un negocio. The West Side Mafia and myself, we've been at war for years. This is coming from Puerto Rico days. Tabú, maldito gordo, cabro sucio. There's only one place for a big belly. Hay solamente un lugar para un panzón y soy yo. Pero a ti te tengo una sorpresita. Even way beyond that day that you walked around. ¿Te acuerdas? Esa vez que caminaste y te sorprendiste y viste una foto mía in the house of your OnlyFans friend. Morgan, una vez me dijiste, you once told me why I don't do a favor to pro wrestling and quit. Well, look how ironic things are. In the beginning of this year, you actually said, who is willing to bring the cult? And nobody answered. And ever since I did what I did to you guys, Westside Mafia has been starting to sound. Morgan, I'm gonna grow a new eye on you once I punch you in the face. And you won't need that eye patch anymore, porque yo soy el Nick Fury de la lucha libre. Yo soy quien junto todo el mundo ever since the pandemic. Yo, the producer, El Lobo, Syler Andrews. And then we go to the bigger fish, El Nazareno. Nazareno, tú eres como Simba en la adolescencia. Actually, you all three remind me of the Lion King, que ustedes se viven una película. No, en serio. Tabú es Pumba. Timón viene siendo Morgan. Ponle un parche viene siendo the Ice Age. There you go. Good. Y Simba, big muscle, but very little brain. Y ese eres tú, Nazareno. You see, you might have a lot of muscles, but I already cracked the only one you weren't expecting, and it was a ball. I cracked a ball, yeah. And you see, the problem wasn't that you came to help. It was that I gave you the chance, I gave you the benefit of the doubt to really do this the right way. Get the victory for your brother, Sammy. And all you did was the same thing you've always done, even before you were wearing a mask. You were f***ing things up. So ever since I had the chance to build something on my own, and someone like you, who I hate already, comes in the way, well, I crack a ball. And talking about the Lion King movie, let's add Rafiki, Sammy. No, hey, really, put the cane. There you go. Beautiful. Samuel de todos, el que menos esperaba que fuera un cerdo eras tú. Them, I already hated them, but you. Were they there when you broke your leg? Who gave you a job? Who gave you a chance to still make some money? Who was there with you in 2018 when both went through hell and back? Who's been there in the real hard times, Sammy? Were they? Or was it me? This is on you. Ever since you broke your leg, I've needed to carry the Sambo show. I was even carrying it already. But now that this has exploded, now I need to finish this war. And I really would like you to be there, because I am issuing a challenge to the West Side Mafia. Next episode, an Immortal Lucha Libre. Hold on one second. Okay. Sí. Bueno, interrumpiste el shoot parte 2, pero it's alright, what's up? Then you got the money. Great. Bueno, pues yo estaba precisamente hablándole aquí a los presentes en Immortal Lucha Libre, but now that you're calling and now that you're saying you got the money, enemy of my enemy is my best friend. I'll see you next show.
It's a bird outside, you better stand high before them gun run down.